Let's do the takeoff. Power full. Gauges screen. Airspeed alive. Lift off. Earlier I tried to do the same circuit using the North American Mustang P51. However, that's a tail dragger plane with quite different undercarriage layout from our trusty Cessna Skyhawk. And potentially that could be a really big issue because everybody knows tail dragger plane it's for a way more experienced pilot, and it's a way more sophisticated type of aircraft. But because we're just learning, we're just getting started, we will fly something easier. Oh, and allow me to correct myself. The runway was not 24. It was 002. I have really fucked up, didn't I? Now let's grab the clearance. Melsbrook Tower, Alpha Kilo Zulu, downwind runway 19, touch and go. And now that we pass the runway threshold to our 45 degrees to the aft, we can start our base turn. While doing that, I'll try my best not to lose too much altitude, because if I do, my instructor is going to get really mad. And at the meantime, drop our flaps and landing gear down. I'm trying to keep an eye on the runway. It's a little bit tough from here. I hope I have enough flaps on. I haven't figured out how to check out the flaps. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's the ammeter. I don't have to care about it for now. It's for the alternator and the battery charge. But I doubt that this simulator game has that part simulated. And for our final approach, I've noticed that we have gone too far and too low. And the forward visibility is really poor. So for this one, I'll just try my best not to crash, which I did not. This aircraft is just amazing. Now we're going to clean up and go again. Power full, gauges green, and airspeed alive. As you can see, it is alive. Is this going to pull up? Positive rate of climb. Landing gear up. So I spent some time to think about it when I was on the runway rolling ahead. I think reason why I made the landing approach so far and so low was that I was not able to deploy my flaps to a usable extent. I think I was at max a 5 degree of flaps, which contributed to the disastrous landing from earlier. But on a positive note, we did not crash. We survived, and we can still keep doing our circuit. We get to keep our virtual life. Now that we are at 1,000 feet, we're going to start our downwind. Trying to keep a 1,000 feet altitude here, and now that maintaining straight and level, we can do our downwind check. Okay, I'm too lazy to check it anyway, since it's not a Cessna, and do our downwind call. Melsbrook Tower, Alpha Kilo India, on downwind, runway 03, touch and go. Clearly messed that one up, didn't I? And now I'm still not sure if it's a 03 or a 02. Because I'm not so familiar with the layout. Oh, look, that's another runway over there. I mean another airstrip. Okay. So almost on our 45 degree. We can drop our RPM a little bit. Now we can start our base turn. Hope this time won't be too far. Really have to find the flaps indicator here now. That happens. Oh, we fucking climbed 2,000 feet. That is so bad. Considering how far we are, how high we are, we might have to do a direct threshold now. Or maybe even drop my full flaps. And for practice, maybe I'll try to do a forward slip just to demonstrate. Okay, we have dropped a lot of distance by doing that. Just a few seconds of forward slip. And now we're a little bit too low to try and get back to the runway center line. Oh, that was a satisfying maneuver to do, however, though. It was quite fun. My instructor will be so proud. Even though this is a tricycle landing gear, we still have to try our best to land it on the main wheel so that the front wheel don't observe too much impact. That was a slam and dunk landing. Still, we did not crash. And we're going for it again. Full power, gauges green, airspeed alive. Positive rate, landing gears are up. Oh, don't turn now. That was a really bad habit of mine. I always want to turn way too early. Now we got to 500 feet. We can do our cross return, and this shit turns so fast. That was a fast climbing turn, and we already passed 1,000. We can start our downwind turn already. Holy shit, this is so fast. Okay, and downwind check. Primer locked. Master on. Circuit breakers in. Engine instrument green. Brakes check. Parking brakes in. Oh, how can I forget about max? Max on both and fuel selector on both. Because we're trying to check our instrument and shit, we drop 200 feet. That is really bad. While regaining altitude, we're trying to grab the trying to do our downwind call, which is already too freaking late. We already passed the runway threshold. Melbourne Tower, Alpha Kilo India, on downwind runway 03, touch and go. Okay, our imaginary friend from the tower just cleared us for landing because there's no traffic, so we can do whatever the fuck we want right now. So for the last landing we did a directed threshold. For this one, okay, I guess we're gonna have to do that as well, because I try my best to keep it square, but our plane just too fast. So we kinda made it over. And for the for the next landing, I will try to practice a emergency approach landing without any power. But that's after this landing. Try to make this one good. Let's give it a little bit more flaps. Because I sure don't know how much flaps we have right now. But we can always land with full flap, but not always with no flap. This is, in my opinion, way more better than the previous two landings, considering the our sink rate. Now we're going to cut off the power right when we get to 1,000. to make this and after that we'll practice a simulated short field landing. Oh, fuck, because I was trying to think of what I was going to say next. I completely messed up my hitting. But that's okay. It's only a simulator game. No one's gonna get mad at me. And downwind leg. So now that we reached 1000 and already on our downwind leg, we're going to practice a simulated force approach. Now, power to idle. Oh, we should perhaps put our RPM to our idle as well. Okay, our RPM setting to the lowest. Now, both of the settings are the lowest. Downwind leg. We should drop our landing gear. Otherwise, it's going to be bad. And we should use our flaps minimally because flaps create drag, and we don't want drag. Trying to make a judgment if you can make it to the runway, and in my opinion we still have sufficient enough altitude and airspeed to bleed off, which means we are safe to lower our flaps for a smoother landing approach. And remember not to touch the throttle because this is a simulated landing without power. If you touch the throttle, that will be considered cheating. Oh, we are way too low. This could be, but we made it on the ground, which is awesome and unexpected. Okay, now we clean up the